tapasa chiyate brahman tasmad annam jayate annadana lokano srijaha. Brahman concentrates himself into one single point. From that stress of the point, annam jayate, matter is born. I am saying jayate, born. From matter, prana and mana. After that, lokano srijaha, many levels of being and consciousness. Now that part we are not concerned about in this particular talk. But this is very clear. Brahman concentrates himself. Tapasa chiyate Brahman. He collects himself into one point. The stress of that point, from that, annam jayate, matter is born. From matter, life and mind. Now what clearer statement can there be of the doctrine of evolution? This is Mundaka Upanishad, which you don't know how long ancient it is, but certainly several thousand years before Christian era. This is scriptures. If we come to intellectual philosophy, we also find in the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, Jatantara parinama, Jati antara parinama, the change of species, Prakrita Arobat, now the filling in or manifestation of the inner nature. And in the commentary, Vyasa speaks of changes of anga and pratyanga, limbs and organs of things. Jatantara would mean parinama, change of species, living creatures. And it's in the commentary he speaks of anga pratyanga, limbs and organs also change. How? Prakrita arupat, by the manifestation of the inner nature of things. Now, Sri Aurobindo himself has quoted the first part of this aphorism, Jatantara parinama. He did not quote the last part, Prakrita arupat. It may be that his idea of the reason for evolution is not the same as that of Patanjali in his Yoga Sutra, because in Patanjali the evolution is a Prakriti, which Prakriti is unconscious and ignorant. In Sri Aurobindo, evolution is always the manifestation, progressive, advancing of consciousness, of Chit Shakti, of the conscious power. So he quotes the first part of the aphorism, Jatantara parinama. He does not quote the other half. In Yoga Sutra, evolution is a Prakriti which is ignorant, unconscious. In Sri Aurobindo, however it may be, however unclearly it may be, it is always evolution of consciousness, of Chit Shakti, of conscious power. In this case, in this account, I must mention that Brahman does not evolve. Brahman exactly what it is. It is being and Sat. It does not evolve. It remains what it is always. But it manifests. In the manifestation, there is evolution. In the Old Testament, there is the idea of special creation. Things are created once for all. Day and night, birds and beasts, man, etc. There is no change from one to the other. Evolution always depends on the idea of change. Things were not what they are now. They were very different millions and millions years ago. Millions and millions years? Yes. Because Aurobindo has got an essay, the Vedantic idea of evolution. How can the Vedantic idea of evolution? Now, Vedanta means originally the Upanishads. Vedanta. Not only physically they occur at the end of the Vedas, but they're also, doctrinally speaking, the culmination of the doctrine of the Upanishads. And I've quoted one Upanishad at least, Mundaka. Tapasa chiyate brahman. Tasmat annam jayate. Annat prana manaha lokano sriyaha. Now, what more can you expect? A clearer statement of the Upanishads than you find this Mundaka Upanishad. And I've also quoted from intellectual philosophy, namely Yoga Sutra. So we'll dispense with the idea that the concept of evolution is new. Even Darwin's grandfather, Erasmus Darwin, knew about the idea of evolution. Herbert Spencer worked out a whole system of evolution. But all of this, 19th century, 20th century. Today also you have got philosophers of evolution. Samuel Alexander, C. Lloyd Morgan, etc. Bergson, Herbert Spencer. But all of these are very modern. The ancient days, we already have the idea of evolution very clearly stated in the Upanishads. Otherwise, she would not be justified in writing an essay called The Vedantic Idea of Evolution. And Mundaka Upanishad is certainly Vedanta. Now, as I've said, she has just quoted the first part of the aphorism, Jatantara Parinama. He did not quote the other half, Prakrita Aropat, because in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, evolution of Prakriti, which is ignorant and unconscious. Showing this that evolution is, it is really the progressive advanced manifestation of new things which are already somehow or other hidden. The potential becoming actual, the hidden become manifest. That which is not known becomes known. This is evolution. And there, the main point of Aurobindo is this change from things to things is of consciousness, not fully awake, but consciousness can limit itself. If consciousness could not limit itself, there would be nothing apart from consciousness. So there are two levels that we have to talk about. First, the Brahman as such, no evolution there at all. On the other hand, Brahman manifests things from outside his own being. And in that manifestation, evolution takes place. So there are two levels. One is non-evolutionary Brahman, the evolutionary manifestation of Brahman in this universe. So we have to be very clear about that point. Now, Aurobindo believes that consciousness can limit itself. Consciousness has got innumerable powers. One of them is that it can willfully, consciously, knowingly limit itself. Unless there is no limitation, there will be no manifestation. So manifestation already the result of a limitation of conscious power. Conscious power manifests things within Brahman, and in that manifestation, evolution takes place. So ultimately, originally, always, evolution is of conscious power, manifested in the universe. The limitation that conscious power undergoes is willed. It does it deliberately. Otherwise there will be no being, no creation, no manifestation. Because the world the universe, the dunya in which you live, move and have our being, is certainly a limited thing. Brahman is infinite, unlimited, but manifestation is limited. In that limited manifestation, evolution takes place. This evolution, according to Aurobindo, is eventually the last analysis of conscious power, of Chit Shakti. Even Shankara, who is an illusionist, he says that if we talk of creation, we cannot dispense with the idea of Shakti. Shakti is that which does anything. So if there is creation at all, it must be due to Shakti. It is true that ultimately it does not accept Shakti in Brahman. Brahman is akriya, nishaktika, completely inactive, without any power or manifestation. But that is not something that I am going to talk about. But Shakti is something even Shankara has to accept. She says, yes, without Shakti there is no action possible. But the Shakti is conscious. Why? Brahman is conscious. And what is the power of Brahman? Paratascha Shakti vividha ivashyayate jnana bala kriyacha. Of that, there is supreme power of three kinds: jnana, bala and kriya. Chit, will and action. This is Upanishads again. This power is that which is evolving. Evolving means it is bringing out that which is potential into actuality, that is hidden into manifestation, that is not known in the world of knowledge. If that is so, and Shivananda is absolutely categorical, that new evolution is inevitable. Till now, what has evolved in the world is reason, mental consciousness. But according to Aurobindo, mind is only one level of several levels of consciousness. Beyond mind, there are other levels of consciousness. On the other hand, we say that mind is an extended term, goes up to what says overmind. Why it is overmind? Why it is not supermind? The overmind doesn't have integral knowledge. It selects some aspects of knowledge and being and consciousness and leaves out others. You can take examples. Take Shankara, whom Aurobindo describes as two of the greatest thinkers of the world, on behalf of India, the other being Buddha. That Shankara selects only Brahman as mere Shat, akriya, inactive, nishkriya, shaktihina, shakti daridra, poor in spirit or power. So you see that a philosopher of Shankara's eminence does select parts of the truth and not others. Therefore it is not integral. Integrality will mean everything contained, included.